Hey guys, welcome to another episode of that show that will not be named. I am your host, 2Game Prince, or Brian, whatever you prefer. Today I'm gonna do sort of what's in my bag kind of episode. I was at my local CVS about maybe 30 minutes ago. And while I was there, in the back I came across the stand of movies. And any of you who know me personally know that I collect movies. I love movies. Movies are like, I love them. So I decided to take a bunch, use some of my paycheck, and binge buy. Just to grow my collection that, is ever expanding and taking up pretty much 90% of my mudroom. With all the shelves that keep having to be put up to just for my movies to be added to it. So yeah, I was just going to run by you guys some of the movies that I got today, 30 minutes ago, approximately. And here they are. I got Knowing with Nicolas Cage. This is, it's an end of the world movie. I actually got this one confused with, what's that other one? 2012. I got 2012 and Knowing mixed up. I know in one of them, it's, in one of them I think it's in 2012, the sun hits the earth, and in this one, volcanoes just erupt, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe in this one, the sun hits the earth, and the kids get taken away by angels, which actually turn out to be aliens, and then the sun hits the earth in the other one. Anyways, we have Signs with Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks? Is that it? No, Mel Gibson. I always get those two mixed up. It's the Mel that I constantly messed up on. Again, good film, aliens, yay. This is, I believe this is, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. So, that's good. So that's very good. Fucking stay there. Next, we have Friday the 13th Part V, The New Beginning, Part 5. This film, stop with the fucking reflection, Jesus. This film is actually the third, Jason movie that I have. I also got now I have The New Blood. I have The New Beginning and Jason Goes to Hell. I really want to finish collecting this series. Hopefully I'll do it within the next year. Basically, one of my major things in horror is to collect all the major series. I want all the Hellraiser, all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have all of the Freddy, all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, except for the remake, which I'm so iffy about getting. I really didn't like it. But we'll see how that goes down. So yeah. Another Friday the 13th film. This next one I was very shocked to find there. Highlander The Source, which is the last film in the long line of the Highlander series. I think this is the fifth film? It's either fifth or ninth. I don't know. A lot of these movie series seem to stop around 5 or 9. Or somewhere in between. This is about a group of immortals going to find this thing called the Source, which will finally lead to them discovering, I don't know, the gift or some shit. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. But this particular, I love this movie to death. My only gripe would probably be that it looks like someone dipped the fucking thing in water. If you see that, all the ripples and everything. It looks like someone either put it in a hot room, cold room, submerged it, whatever. And I'm probably going to change the cases. There are so many of these that I have to change the cases for, because literally it looks like someone just took a key or a knife and just like scraped across a cover or something. It's fucking ridiculous. People, take care of your DVDs. It's not that hard. But, New Highlander, The Source. So that's going to be good. This next one, a Johnny Depp movie of all things, The Rum Diary, which the only reason I'm interested in it is because I love the book by Hunter S. Thompson. I thought that was very good, and I saw the trailer to this. It seemed interesting, and because it's Johnny Depp, and I think he knows the mind of Hunter S. Thompson better than anybody, I figured this would be a pretty good watch. So, The Rum Diary, Johnny Depp, that's what it looks like. Next up, we have a rather older movie with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Now, I've never really been into Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder movies, but I figured I'd give this one a shot, roll it around, maybe I can get into them. This one's called Another You, which is about, I think they're two thieves, one lies, the subtitle is like one lies for fun, one lies for money, or some shit like that. And they get into their crazy antics as Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor do. There's also a stand-up routine by Richard Pryor, but I don't really know a lot about him enough. I don't like him enough to buy the DVD, so I just settled with this movie. I figured I'll get started with these two somewhere. So that's Another You. Next up, we have a film that I'm shocked I didn't have. A couple films I'm shocked I didn't have. First one was Interview with the Vampire, which this would have been perfect if it just would have been for one thing. This fucking scratch on the back here. I don't know what this is. I see this a lot. I collect a lot of DVDs. I see this a bunch. Is this like some kind of thing that like people like... I swear these were like put up somewhere. Like maybe in a store in Ohio or some shit. Some faraway place that I have no clue about. And somebody just went by and started scraping the back of these DVDs and fucking them up. Or scraping the back of these fucking... the cases. Because every once in a while I run into a movie that has this fucking scratch in the exact same area. So, what is that? Why? Why? So yes, Interview with the Vampire, also another book. If you might notice, a lot of the movies that I like are based on books. I do a lot of reading, love books. But yeah, Interview with the Vampire, Anne Rice, very good. Next up, we have Dumb and Dumber, the unrated version. And I pride myself in saying that I collect the unrated version of all these comedies because I got the unrated Step Brothers, I have unrated Superbad, just really good classic shit. I'm probably not going to get Dumb and Dumberer, Dumb and Dumberer, but we'll see how it goes, I don't know. Next up, we have The Mask. Once again, chalking up to my list. These are the three movies that I thought I already had. I thought I had Interview with the Vampire, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask, but apparently I didn't. And you all know The Mask. You all know what it's about. It's an amazing movie, funny. It's kind of like, if I had to put it in line with another movie, I'd have to say Beetlejuice, because it's... The Mask and Beetlejuice are those kinds of movies where the main character is so fucking wacky and insane, but he's only in like 20% of the movie out of 100%, and he's maybe in 20 to 30% of the actual film, which I always hated. I always wished there was more of the Mask in the film, and I always wished that there was more of Beetlejuice in Beetlejuice. Like, if you're going to put the character's name on there, I'd like to see a little bit more of the character, please. Especially in Beetlejuice, since Beetlejuice wasn't even really the main focus of the film. The main focus were the Dateses, or the fucking dead family. I don't even know what they were called. The dead couple trying to get the family out of their house. Beetlejuice was kind of just like a side thing. Next we have Goldmember, the third of the Austin Powers trilogy. Love it. I think I liked this more than I liked... I like number 3 more than I like number 1, but I like number 2 more than I like number 3. So that if that confuses you, I like, in the order that I like them the most, I like number 2 the most, I like this one second, and number 1 the third. It's my third favorite. But I don't even have the other 2. My dad has collected the other, all 3. He has all 3 of them. But I'm trying to get my own collection, started my own little films to keep off to the side away from everybody else. So this is a good place to start at number 3, and I'll get 1 and 2 hopefully soon. Next up, we have 2 more entries that are a little bit, a couple actually. I got 3 more that are part of a series. We have Men in Black 2. I bought number 3 first of all films. I got number 3 first. Now I got number 2. And number 2 I thought was freaking amazing. I loved it. But nothing compared to the first one. Nothing. Loved it. Next we have The Karate Kid Part 3. There actually came a point where I sat down with my mother, because she grew up during these films. I sat down and I watched all the films in the Karate Kid series. We rented them from our local library. Support your local library. And I thought it was fantastic. I love the Karate Kid films. It's a nice breakaway from, the blood and violence and destruction that I usually love to watch. Next up we have Scream 3. once again, starting with the series that I ended up collecting, the most recent of. I have number 4. Now I have number 3. Need to get 2 and 1. It's odd the way I collected these. It's really just whatever I could find, and then if one day I feel really avid about collecting a certain series, I'll go online and I'll order more to wrap up the series. I'm gonna save the weirdest one for last. I only got 2 more films left. Next we have Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, which this is really just, not much can be said for this. I'm just trying to collect all the Godzilla films. Every time I try to find them, they're either like way overpriced or they're bundled into a thing with other ones, and I'm pretty sure I did a whole video explaining... Did I do a whole video? Explaining why I don't like bundles. So yeah, this is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, yet another... I only have about... I think I only have 1 Godzilla film so far. Destroy All Monsters, which my friend actually gave to me. He didn't want it anymore. I was so happy to get that. No, sorry, I have a few Godzilla films. I got the original. I have Godzilla's Revenge. I have The Terror of Mechagodzilla. And I have Godzilla vs. Mothra, I believe. I don't have Rodan. That's the only one I don't have. But Rodan, personally, I don't... Those 5 years ago came in like a DVD bundle, which I don't know what the fuck Rodan had to do with Godzilla. Yeah, it was made by Toho, and yeah, he's a Godzilla monster, but Godzilla was nowhere in the movie. And it was released as a Godzilla box set. So, it would have been so cool if I don't know what happened to the Rodan film in that series. I actually might have to rebuy that. I'll probably rebuy that if I can. But I got that years ago, like back in 2004. Back when the Godzilla game first came out on GameCube. Because GameCube was the first series I ever had. So, I got my first 5 Godzilla films, which was the original Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Mothra, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Rodan, and Godzilla's Revenge. Which a lot of people didn't like Godzilla's Revenge because it didn't really... It was just stock footage from the series. But then again, I just love scenes of Godzilla, not the people. I don't give a shit about the people. The people can go fuck themselves. I just want to see the giant monsters kick the shit out of each other. Although, so I must say, some of the people problems in the movies are pretty good sometimes, depending on the film. So, yeah, yet another Godzilla film to add to my Godzilla collection. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And lastly, I have saved the last for last. Mega Shark versus Colossus. That's Colossus with a Mortal Kombat K, not a C. And this film, I'm guessing it's a B film. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. I looked at it, loved the front cover, and I bought it. It's probably one of those weird sci-fi films. Mega Shark comes out of the ocean, so I'm guessing hot women have to pilot... Let's see, hot women on the back. Hot women have to pilot a giant robot that looks honestly like a ripoff from the Colossal Titan from Attack on Titan. What do you think? I mean, I don't like Attack on Titan, but I could sure as shit see a resemblance there. But yeah, Mega Shark versus Colossus. And that's going to do it. Pretty good find here at the local, at the local CVS of all places. I was just very shocked. I also came across another series. Came across the first box set for the first season of this Canadian cop vampire supernatural show called Forever Night, which I'll do a whole video on probably in a little while, but I think that's pretty much going to do it today. Got to replace a lot of these cases. Got to make sure that the cases are all intact. Some of these things, honestly, people treat your DVDs with care. And I'm probably going to put my address, my mailing address, below in the description. Send me any movies. Send me movies, please. I love movies. If you will, I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you for likes. I will never ask you for donations. Although I probably have asked you for likes and subscriptions before in the past. But fuck all that now. I will never ask you for anything. The only thing I will ask you for, ever, is films. If you have any films, please send them to me. I love them. And hell, I'll review the shit out of them. If you guys send me, I'll give you like shout outs. I'll review the shit out of them. Yeah, so that's hopefully what I'm striving to do here. So this video is going on 14 minutes. Might have to make it a 2-parter because, fucking YouTube's 15-minute rule. If there even is a 15-minute rule, I'm not sure. Anyways, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for listening, and I will see you all next time. Stay juicy.